Hi everyone, welcome to day 14 of our 28 Days of Pilates. So we're halfway there today. I hope you're feeling good, I hope you're feeling the benefit and that you're enjoying all of the sessions. Happy Valentine's Day too. And today then we're going to get started. We're going to work in side line and work on some side leg series exercises. So let's start off. I'm going to lie my right side, so if you want to do the same, I'm going to lie down, lengthen the bottom arm, the right arm out, pop your head onto the upper arm. Let's think about then creating lovely length through the body. So we're going to straighten the legs, straighten the knees, and get everything stacked on top of each other. So feet, knees, hips, either side of the pelvis, and shoulders. We want to create a little space under our waist here, between the mat and our waist, and that will just make sure that we're not really stuck down into the floor, that we have this lovely length through the body. You can keep your top hand then opened up like a little claw or a little spider, and just place it in front of your abdomen for a little bit of balance. And then we just want to grow nice and long and lengthen through the entire spine, particularly making sure that your neck is not sort of crunching down, that you're not looking down at your legs. You've got your head and neck long and lengthened. So keeping that gap under the waist, let's take a breath in just to get us centered, get us focused today, and breathe out. We're going to breathe in again and breathe out. Let's go for one more nice deep breath in. And on the breath out, let's float the top leg to hip height. We're going to bend the bottom knee just to get us started. We're going to lift the top leg up and lower back down. Just hover it over the mat. Lift and lower. As we're doing it, we're focusing on that lengthening through the entire body, and particularly keeping this gap under the waist to create that length and that nice neutral Pilates posture. If you want to make it a little more challenging, let's take your free hand up onto the top hip then, and hold on to this top hip bone here. Our goal, as well as maintaining the really nice posture and length through the body, we also want to ensure that we're not too wobbly around the pelvis or around the waist. So we're looking at our rotary stability here and our pelvic stability here, so that when I lift my leg up and down, my hips are not falling forwards and backwards. So see if you can have a look yourself, give yourself a little bit of feedback. Don't worry about how high the leg comes up, just ensure that you're keeping the space under the waist to keep that length through the body. We're going to exhale as we lift, inhale as we lower, exhale as we lift, inhale as we lower. If you feel very wobbly, put your hand back on your mat for more support. If you feel like it's a little too easy, extend and straighten the bottom knee, and then you'll feel that balance challenge, that challenge around the core a lot more. So try and stay stable. We're going to point the toes as we lift and flex the ankle as we lower for two more. Point and flex, and one more. Point and flex. Well done. We're going to keep that top leg up then. We'll bend the bottom knee again, hand back on the hip, and let's go into the side kick with a long lever. We're going to bring that leg forward and then flex the ankle and draw back. So point the toes as the leg moves forward, flex and draw it back. Trying to keep the hip, the knee, the ankle more or less in line. Keep your control around the waist, keep the little space under the abdomen, and keep moving. We're going to inhale as we come forward, exhale to draw back. Inhale as we come forward, exhale to draw back. Last two. Last one. And we'll extend both the legs. Let's all put our hands on the mat then for a little bit of balance, keeping the gap under the waist. We're going to float the top leg up and then engaging your center, so drawing the belly button in ever so slightly. Let's lift the bottom leg up, and we're going to drop them both back down. So lift, engage your center, lift and drop. And this is really challenging on that rotary stability that we spoke about a moment ago. So it's really challenging here to lift and lower the legs without falling forwards and backwards on your hip, on your bottom hip. So staying completely on your side. Remember, feet stacked, knees stacked, hips stacked. Lift and drop. Keeping the gap under the waist. Lift and drop. Last one. Lift and drop. Well done. From here then we're going to leave the top leg up, hold it, Bring the bottom one up to meet it. Stay balanced on that bottom hip. And we'll bring one leg forward, one leg backwards. We're keeping a long lever so we don't bend the knees. We keep the knees straight. And swap. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. The top hip is probably a little bit on fire now. If you need a break, just stop like this. Drop down. Take a little break for a minute. Keep these abductor muscles, the ones we're really working on here. A little bit of massage. And then rejoin when you're ready. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. 1 more. And inhale and drop. Well done. From here, bend the knees. Let's go up into a different position. We're going to come up to high kneeling. So we'll get both knees under both hips. We'll check that we're in line. So we've got nice level pelvic bones on either side, or nice level pelvis even. The hips and knees follow through them. We're going to keep the pelvis in a nice neutral position here. Think about drawing the rib cage down. Think about opening the collarbones, lengthening through the head and neck. All the usual postural elements. We're going to lean down onto our right hand then. So the arm we lay on. Let's put our right hand down. And you want to aim for your hand and your knee to be in line. You can make a fist if you like. You can put a flat palm if you like, which is probably best. Or if you want to come up on your tips of your fingers, you can. Then we put our free hand onto our pelvis. And let's take the other leg out, the left leg. And see then, from the toes on that foot to the knee, to the hand, have we got a lovely straight line. Then think about opening the chest, lengthening the head and neck, sinking the ribs down, and we're ready to begin. We're going to engage our center muscles, draw the belly button in, and as you exhale, lift the top leg up, and inhale to drop. So it's the side kick now in kneeling, a little bit more advanced than lying on our side, because you're relying more on your core strength and core stability here to help you with this. It's a higher position away from gravity as well, so it's a little bit harder. And you're trying to just keep the rest of your posture in check. So we don't have that floor underneath us or the mat underneath us for support. So take your time with it. Each time the foot comes back down, you're not letting go of the leg completely. Just let it hover over the mat. And then go again. Keep going, everyone. If you want to make it easier, then simply come back down to where we were. Maybe stay propped up on your elbow, and let's do a similar movement here. So whatever we do higher up in side kick, you're going to do it now down here if you want to make that a little bit easier. Well done, everyone. I'm going to come back up. Keep going. Hope you can really feel that challenge now through those hip muscles. Don't forget to keep the ribs down, the pelvis level, the neck long and lengthened. Last 2. Exhale. Last 1. And then holding this position, engage your center a little bit. Keep the legs where they are. We're going to lift ourselves up and then reach up overhead for a stretch. Reach away and down we go, up overhead for a stretch. Let's take care again as we lift up, keeping that nice posture, and reach. Well done. Lengthen it out and drop. Exhale, stretch. And one last time, lift up with good control. Exhale, stretch and release. Well done. Let's do all of those movements on our opposite side. Then you can stay facing forward. Just lie down now on the opposite side. So lie on your left side. Let's get ready to go with everything in line. Shoulders stacked, hips stacked, knees and ankles. Get your gap under your waist. Bend the bottom knee. Take the top hand onto the top hip. Keep this little space and off we go. We're going to lift and lower and just hover. Remember, you're never putting the foot back on the mat here with any of these movements until you feel you really do need a little bit of a break. So exhale and inhale. Reconnect with your breath now so we know what's to come. It's the same sequence again, just on the other side. So connect with the breath. Exhale and inhale. That's it. Exhale. Inhale. Keeping that control, making sure you're not falling backwards. Keeping that little gap under the waist. So there's loads to remember here, even though it's fairly easy exercise. Let's keep going for a little bit longer. This time pointing the toes as we lift, flexing the ankle as we lower. If you're really wobbly, put one hand on your mat and keep going. Keep the gap under the waist. Keep the pelvis nice and level. Let's go for 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to keep that leg up. We'll keep the bottom knee bent again, and we're going to go into our side kicks. Let's point the toes as we bring that leg forward, flex and pull back. Point, come forward, flex, draw back. Imagine your foot is like a paintbrush and you're just letting it float forward and backwards, but turn your attention to what's happening at your waist. How are you doing around the waist? Even have a little look down and make sure that you're keeping everything really controlled around that area, keeping the gap underneath, keeping that lovely length through the entire spine, even up through the crown of the head. Let's go for 2 more. We're inhaling to come forward, exhaling to draw back. Let's keep that top leg up. We're going to put our hand on the mat. Let's stretch the bottom leg out. And then engaging your center, lift up and drop them both back down. Making sure you keep that gap under the waist is really important. Lift and drop them both back down with control. Lift and drop them both back down. Working through a little bit through now to our abdominal muscles, the muscles through the waist. Still working on the abductors, so the muscles at the side of your hip. If you can feel here burning a little bit, that's okay. They're the muscles we're really working here as we lift our leg away from the ground up towards the ceiling. Let's go for 2 more. Make sure you're not really crazy wobbly. You definitely need your hand on the mat to support you. And 1 more. And let's keep both legs up now for a moment. Let's keep on that side, don't move. And we're going to inhale as we bring the legs forward and exhale to come back. Let's inhale as they separate, exhale to come back. Have a look, make sure the legs are straight. So if you're bending your knees, you're changing that exercise completely. The different muscles are working, the challenge around the core is not as good. So make sure the legs are staying straight. Keep going. Remember, if you need a little break, just to take it. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. And exhale. And drop them down. Give them a little break. Those muscles. We're going to come up to our side kick in kneeling and finish with our stretch up here. So we're coming into this position again of high kneeling, keeping the hips above the knees, the pelvis rocket forwards and backwards to find neutral. Keep the rib cage connected. Open the chest. Let's lean onto the left hand. Extend the right leg out. You can put your palm down if you want. Elbow to the ceiling. Open the chest. And up we go. Lifting and lowering. Exhaling to lift. Inhaling to lower. Just watch the balance here. Take your time. Remember, we want that lovely length from the hand to the knee to the foot all the time. Add the breath. Exhale and inhale. Keep going if you're at this level. Remember to make it easier. If that just doesn't feel comfortable for your hips, you can come back down to this position, or even actually stay in your elbows. Stay on your side, and we're lifting and lowering. Trying to lift the ribs away from the ground. Just getting that little abdominal challenge as well here, if you're making it slightly easier. So you pick the level for you. I hope you're still moving. Don't stop. That's it. We're about a minute to go. Well done. Keep going. Let's go for 3 more. And 1 more. Excellent. Let's reach up and over. Open up your waist. Keep that foot down on the ground now. And use your core as you lift yourself up. Keep yourself balanced and reach over to the other side. Lengthen out through the fingertips. Let's come right down. Reach up and over. Opening the waist. Breath in and breath out to lift. And that lift is quite challenging because we're working on our balance there and our control through the core. Just being really careful on that lift that you're doing it nice and controlled. Let's inhale again. Engage your center ever so slightly. Exhale, lift and reach. 1 more. Reach it out. Down we go. Exhale, stretch And lift. And reach overhead. And release. Well done, everybody. Thanks for joining me for day 14. We're halfway through. So for the next 14 days, bringing us to the end of February, we'll work a little bit harder. We'll work on what we've already built up over the last 2 weeks and continue to progress. Thanks a million, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day.